I declare, under penalty of perjury, every word be true I speak. Mr. President, sir, number 2, you made me a promise to all of who have sent me to hell. I wrote a letter to the president and I sent it on its way. I sent it through a video and read it to his face. I feel he should and has the right to know where my claims do fall on claims that I did charge. Claim 1. I met a man I did not know and he threatened me. He would harm me. See that day over and over and over. Sir, you kept your promise. Claim 2. I met a man by tempered means and he took my man into custody. And you looked me, sir, into the eyes and you gave me your promise. And you promised me he was safe with you. Show me, sir, all the others, sir, that said, I promise to. You, sir, did not keep your promise. You, sir, promised me my wildest dreams, and you did not keep your promise. I handed you my wildest dreams, and you took my papers, and I handed you a letter and mailed to you 3 more letters. I begged to you on bended knees. I begged you to keep your promise. And in those, sir, I asked you about Christmas and said that we had none. And I did ask you about your bed sheets and that we had 2 and they were old and flimsy. And about those papers that I gave you did not return, so that made you my attorney. I could go on and on, but frankly, you're not worth it. See, I told the president about you. You made me a promise. I expect it kept. It's my right because, sir, you brought on board another. You said you'd passed his case over to another. That man did deny it. I say to that man, if you lied to me that you, sir, made a promise, you also gave me your card, cell, and I'm confused. Excuse me, I lost my place.
Your card.
You gave it to me, sir, in office of law to tell me if I had questions I should call you. You told me not to call the other. Was that not a promise? I ask you. And then I have another man who could have talked to either or both by telephone. And to you, sir, you brought me here over a simple request. I once thought you an angel sent by God because you made his promise. I cried my heart out to you, sir, and you said you would help and sealed it with a promise. You shattered what was left of my heart, and you wrote to me of 2 men you spoke that you had to pull my file and check your notes. And you confessed you made his promise. Sir, I hold you to your word. Claim number 6. I wrote a man a letter and I put it in an email to his address. All I wanted was for you to know that I, sir, wanted justice. I asked so many times for someone to show me, sir, that you did not get it. I wrote it in anger. That I regret, for I'd have provided my dedication that bothered to take. It's on file case A0905210. Show me, please, that letter meant the world to me. You took an oath to all your citizens, sir. I need to know if you broke your promise. I wrote a letter to a man, a request for his conversation with another man, and claimed he was going to dismiss it. Sir, I need to know the reason for his statement. You've been withholding evidence that's crucial to my case. Sir, if I ask you a question, sir, if you ask me a question, I'll answer. From you, I expect the same. It's my right. We've twice been in chambers where you failed to report. You were not reachable by phone, and I claim default, sir, on you. I do. You pissed me off. Claim number 8. Excuse me. I'm camera shy, and this is very new, and I'm very nervous, and I apologize. Claim number 8. Excuse me, I'm gonna say a bad word. You pissed me off the first day we met. You failed to reach opposing counsel. Then one day we all sat down in council and you threw my declaration out on hearsay. Then you, sir, gave back to me the letter I wrote to you. You opened up an envelope and you started reading. You flipped the page and I held you, sir, in confidence. I wrote it on the first page. You, sir, said you would read it later. That to me was a contract, a promise. When you discovered one reason why I wrote it, you gave my letter back to me. Your promise broken. And you, sir, gave me the will to fight. And no, I'll never learn brain surgery, but I think I'd be a good attorney. I don't want that after living in the hell that I've been sent to for 3+ years. You, sir, never asked me once my side of the story, and I did tell you, sir, to your face, I was there and I had been involved. And sir, another man sitting on my couch claimed to be one of your contributors. I think you should give Ronald a change of venue. And if he's not, I hope that you will show me. And this letter is to Mr. President. Claim number 9. I wrote a letter for my husband. He signed it and I sent it. I used the address the Supreme Court had on record. You represented a client and was said to you in that letter. In that letter, he did request you contact, sir, your client to give a statement of a conversation he held, sir, with his client. He also asked you to relay his request to have his case provided. You, sir, I think, owed him an answer. I call that unprofessional. And the fact that he did not comply brings you, sir, into question. I apologize, but writing this letter to the president and of your client on that same day, he brought up what I'd done, but he'd asked Ron if he called the bar. Ron said no and looked at me, and I said I did. In the conversation, I told I had panicked, and he tried to call a number to get us an attorney. He also stated of the 3 claimants the bar had against him. I knew there were others, but he told me how many, and he claimed they had undesirable standing. When he said that, I understood the way he thought of me. I picked up the phone and I made the call after he grasped my hand and said he'd make things right.